Ringing in the new year feels like hitting the reset button. A refreshed look and feel can carry into the home space as well. We're kicking off a new series this week, the Studio 5 Room Refresh. We're rolling out simple and affordable ways to give each room of your home a little facelift, and we want a little help from the pros. So we've invited a few talented designers and decorators to help us tackle this task. Designer Joseph Ward is joining me to kick off this series. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I love the word refresh, and January really is such a refreshing month. Why do you think that is from a design perspective?
Good question. It's probably because the holidays are over.
It's done.
And you were looking forward to them. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of work that builds up to it, you
Yes,
know?
yes.
So now that that's behind you, it's like, what do I want my life to be like? And typically it's cleaner, it's different, you know, it's fresh.
Yes. And our physical space does play a huge role, I think, into our attitude and our mood.
Does.
So the tree comes down, that's step one.
Yeah.
But then you're looking at your house, like, how can I turn this over and complement the fresh feel that I want? You say there are simple to-dos that people will actually notice. Some things we spend money on, we spend time on, we
Right.
spend energy on, and it really doesn't change the overall aesthetic of anything.
Yeah, so the first thing that comes to mind is to reduce and rearrange. So if you have a room, and maybe it's a family room, maybe it's a bedroom, I'm trying to think of some other, maybe it's an office or something, pull everything out.
Okay.
Just like the stuff you have in there, because we put stuff in our spaces over years, and it kind of is what it is, and you didn't put a whole lot of thought into it, you just like plopped it in there, whatever. So the idea is pull out the stuff. So in a family room, pull out everything, leave the sofas, you know, but pull everything out and be like, okay, with this fresh space, what would I do? And then pull in again, you're like, well, I want a table here, I want a lamp here, and most likely you have it. So it's not like you have to go buy it or something. But maybe you see it with a fresh lens when you pull everything out.
Because visually we do get used to that stack of books being there or that vase sitting there. You visually get used to that, and there could be a better option with the pieces you already have on the chessboard.
Yeah, totally. So that's the idea. Just pull it out, put things back one by one. And the other thing I think would be fun is to take a picture of that empty room with like your phone.
Yeah.
And either sketch on the phone or print it out. And be like, well, what would look good? What if I put a table here? Kind of draw a little table and a lamp and some, kind of sketch on it. And be like, oh, it looks stupid. And then print another one and then do it again. And then kind of play with it and then see what does the room need outside of what I have, you know? But otherwise you can just bring stuff back in and be like, okay, that's looking good. I'm gonna stop there.
That's a fun creative exercise though, and feels so designery. Like to pull out your phone, snap the room, and then play. Just play around.
Play around with it, yeah.
We can pretend we're you.
Exactly.
All right, your next refresh idea is to paint.
Yeah, and that seems obvious, and it is. It's not like I'm, you know, reinventing the wheel with that one, but it is this sense of like, okay, I want the best way and the most affordable way to change a vibe is the color.
The color.
Yeah, and so maybe again you've had a color for 20 years and it's quite dark potentially, and you're like, I would like to lighten things up and freshen things up. So that's one option. Then the other option is maybe you've built a home last 5, 10 years and it's quite light and bright, and you would like the room to feel more intimate and cozy, so you want to go something more what I call moody, not necessarily dark, but it's not white. You know what I mean? It has a little bit of more emotion to it beyond the white. And the other thing is just to clean up, you don't have to change the paint color. Just paint the same color, touch up, fill in dings, just little details. Baseboards obviously get hammered over time.
Yeah.
Around the door casings and stuff. Paint those up, clean those up. But it could be the same color, and I think it would make a difference.
Well, paint is so foundational. The color that envelops and hugs a room is so foundational to the mood of the space. So like you said, take it dark if you want to go moodier, take it light if you want to go bright, but you can inexpensively control the mood of your room with just a color of paint, a swatch of paint. I like it. Window coverings made your list as easy ways to refresh.
Yeah, so getting new coverings can be expensive.
Yes. I'm always shocked. That's a big gulp.
So I'm just like, just get stuff off your windows. So again, typically, just speaking generally, you move into a place, like we need some privacy, so you get blinds, for example, and they're relatively affordable. So you constantly have these blinds on your window. That's when I'm like, pull them up. Just for an exercise, maybe just to see what it feels like, get them up, pull them all the way up, so you have nothing on your windows. If you have shutters, open them up, drapes, get them off the windows so you can see right out into your backyard or your front yard or around you.
Yeah.
And immediately your home will feel brighter. That room will be brighter. It will be and feel bigger, which is kind of nice.
Yeah.
You know, it's like because your eye is stopping at those blinds. Does that make sense? I'm kind of evaluating the room. I come to the blinds. It's obviously some sort of barrier, albeit slatted. It is a barrier. You get rid of it and your eye goes right through it. You're like, oh, this feels much bigger and brighter.
We recently built a home and people were surprised our front entryway, our door and the windows surrounding it are quite open. And we created strategically some design barriers inside. Privacy, thank you.
Yeah.
More polite word than barrier. But so people can't see into the home, and people are constantly surprised that we left those windows naked or open. But I love the light and I love the feel that pulls into that entryway as someone steps into our home. That's the first vibe they get.
Yeah, and can you imagine it if they weren't? If it was just closed off, it'd be quite dark, wouldn't it?
Right, changes the whole entrance.
Yeah.
All right, this one is one most people wouldn't think of to refresh in the new year, but you say light bulbs can give you a big bang for your buck.
They totally can. It's interesting. Obviously, we probably don't put a lot of thought into it, and so you just pick something up, either on Amazon, you'll order something, or you'll go to the Home Depot, right, and grab something, and sometimes the color is just off.
Too blue. Yeah,
like too white. So, yeah, so and it's too bright. And so the idea is this, in my opinion, that like typically when I have lights on, it's in the evening. Okay. So during the day, obviously, I don't have them on. I have natural light, and I love that. When it comes to, and it gets dark, I don't want to be like back into this like natural light mode where it's like, bing, you know?
Alert.
But it's like, yeah, and I'm alert, it's like middle of the day. It's like, no, it's time to come down, and I want the room to feel warmer and more intimate and more relaxing.
Yes.
So that's where I don't get into like bright white lights to put like in the ceilings and lamps. It's like, I want the really warm light.
I'm hungry for this answer. I love asking designers, what's your favorite light bulb?
I prefer, so it comes to color. So again, the Kelvin is the color.
Yes.
And they come to different numbers. So there's like a 2700 to a 3000, a 3000 to a 4000. I'm more of a 3000 guy than a 4000.
Okay.
So I think, again, in the evening, I think 4000 is too white or blue, like you were saying. It's just not, you ever see Joe versus the volcano?
No.
I saw it once. Anyway, there's this one scene where it's just showing like these fluorescent lights in an office just sucking the life out of it. It was Tom Hanks. And it's just like, it's that type of thing. Like the color literally can like suck the creative right out of you.
Okay, so keep it warm, 3000.
Yeah, and on the exterior too. That's a good one for the exterior, because exterior should be very warm, like a candle warming your space, opposed to like the sun, you know what I mean, at night, like lighting your house.
Give me 20 quick seconds on this last point. You want us to consider the scale of our decor. If we want to turn it over and want people to notice that change, the scale can do that?
Yes, typically we will go too small. Go big. Like if you see something that seems too big, it's not. Get a huge piece of art, get a huge plant, get a huge vase or bowl. Go bigger. It's better than having everything the same size or too small.
5 design changes to refresh your space for the new year that people will actually notice. Joseph, you're the best. Thank you so much.
You're
Where
welcome.
can people connect with you?
On Instagram at Homeward Design or homewarddesign.com.
You're good at what you do. It's fun to see your work, so we'll link you over to his portfolio there. Happy New Year.
Thank you.